Welcome, everyone, to this episode of our Dance Studio 411 podcast. I am here with my very good friend and teammate on the Dance Studio owner, love and support train, Jill Tyrone. Welcome, Jill.
Hi, Suzanne. Yes, we are giving lots of love and hugs and all the good stuff all around to our community for sure.
Gosh, these are trying times that we have never seen before. It's awful.
I know. I thought about that this morning when I was in the shower, and in my whole life, going on, half a century here, I never could have predicted anything like this. Maybe some trying times, but nothing where we're isolated and not able to be near one another. And you and I are used to working virtually, but for so many to be home and to have to really be creative with what we're doing is an entirely different world. So that's why we're here today. We want to give you some support, some resources, so you know where to go, where to find things, how to find Suzanne and I, and hopefully this gives you a good boost to start off the weekend and into next week.
Exactly, because there's a lot of information going around, and it's because everybody wants to help, and we're all trying to dig for solutions. I know I am too at my own studio. And, I just want to share something a little bit more just heart-centered for you guys listening, which is that this is a constantly changing situation and none of us have it figured out. So please go easy on yourself. Give yourself a minute to breathe. It's easy to look around even at other dance studios if you are in the area and think, oh, they have it all figured out already. They've got everything online immediately, but please understand they don't have it all figured out. It might appear that way, but this is continually changing. Jill, we talk a lot about this in the work we've done throughout the decade about going gentle on yourself when you need to. Because this group of amazing studio owners and dance teachers, we absolutely need your heart. We need your creative mind to be intact and to be saved through, which is an incredibly extraordinary, difficult time. So that's why we're here, right?
It is why we're here. I look at us and my kids being home right now, and the fact that we're able to get resources online virtually is what they're needing. They need that connection. They need that support. So even if you're not doing these things, I've seen studios who are not necessarily conducting classes, but they're jumping in on social just to say hi. I've gotten email after email from the principal of the school. My daughter is emailing with her teacher back and forth a couple times, in the week. So just the connection is what they are craving. So exactly. It doesn't have to be classes. If you're not doing that, that's okay. You and I both know, like you mentioned, giving grace is huge. Giving grace to yourself. I took a break, completely tuned off everything just to give a break.
Exactly.
So it's okay to do that.
It is okay to do that. And I think that what you guys, we want all of our listeners and our members and all the community to know is that we're here to help navigate as best as we can because we are tapped into some pretty helpful resources in the industry. There isn't the right answer for everyone, but I can promise you the collective community of dance industry vendors, leaders, and providers of curriculum to all the resources are pulling for you. Like, I can't stress that enough. I was on a call earlier this week with you, Jill, with a bunch of us, hundreds of us in the industry. We're all in this together. It's a ripple effect, which everyone understands. So, let's start off right out of the gate, which is that many people have come to us this week and say, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay my teachers? How am I going to pay any of my own personal bills? And frankly, I just don't know. This is actually where it flies in the face of my wanting to solve problems that I don't know. Mm-hmm. And you and I are watching that unfold. So the first point I want to make in our podcast today is that there is absolutely no shame if you do not have the ability to pay the current bills that you have right in front of you. This was completely unexpected, unplanned. Mm-hmm. It's a crisis that we could not have ever even seen coming. So we did a podcast. I know we're going to link to it, Jill, but I want to mention a recap in my talk with Frank Saline, who works with dance schools, swim schools, gymnastics. He works with student activities all over the North America. And he talked about the importance of getting on the phone with your landlord, your CPA, your attorney, and any other trusted business advisor on creating that contingency plan.
Yeah, That's a great, for those of you listening, I'm going to link out to these resources we're mentioning. We have a support page for you. That link is coming. But just know that we are here for you, and the contingency plan has to be thought about. So reaching out for help, this is where you have to put pride aside and reach out and say, I am not able to do this. What do I do? And I know there is some relief coming, either statewide, countrywide. They're talking about it. They have to. So we just don't have those answers all wrapped up for you at this time because it changes so quickly.
Exactly. Like a contingency plan is something that you may have never thought of until this point. And we're really working hard to help you do that in a way that preserves the health of your business as much as possible through a crisis, but also gives you peace of mind to be able to sleep at night knowing that everybody's in the same boat, getting in communication. As hard as that is going to feel, it's important to do because you're shining a light on the facts. It's easy to want to hide in the corner and be like, oh no, what do I do? Just get out in the open and say, dear landlord, my revenue has stopped. Schools are closed. Here it is.
And people are being gracious. We are seeing industry-wide, and not just in the dance industry, but landlords are giving grace. They're giving breaks. They're saying, great, we'll bypass your rent for a couple months. Let's get on our feet. We see it here with utility companies. None of the utilities are getting shut off for people. Even our schools are providing lunches for our kids. They're out there doing this. So there are resources available. We have to find a way to get through this as a group, as a collective community. And that's why, Suzanne, you and I, we are rolling our sleeves up and in our Facebook group, and we are working with our members and with even our non-members. That's why we're providing these resources free to you. And we want you to succeed. We want you to know that there's help, and we want to give you those virtual hugs from afar, letting you know that there is help out there.
Exactly. So Jill, do you want to mention real quick the URL that you're building on the website?
Right. And it's growing. So it's dancestudioownr.com/support. So dancestudioownr.com/support. That has a growing list of resources. We're putting fun things on there, coloring pages that we've resurrected and pulled out for you. I'm adding it to it daily. We have a link out to our industry collective resource that has so many wonderful things in there. There are videos, coloring pages, support systems, where to go, how to do things. That is in there. We have our Revolution Guarantee, Suzanne. I'll let you talk more about that. So that link is in there, and the information. Keep checking back to that support link for sure as it grows. And I'm finding more things that I want to give you guys every single day.
Exactly. Yeah. So the first tip is definitely go to dancestudioownr.com/support. Jill is doing a wonderful job updating that. She mentioned there's the second resource on there that is worth digging into if you haven't already seen that circulating on social is the Studio Help Source. It is a curated website. We pulled this together, a bunch of us industry leaders, to kind of crowdsource what's already out there to save you time, because we know this is taking up time that you never could have imagined in new ways. So I know a lot of the curriculum creators' videos are already pre-done. Use what's been made for you to share first, because this is going to help you bridge the gap and bide some time should you be interested in fully ramping up your school to an online learning situation. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. There are helpful links, online class resources. There are posters, competition and convention updates. I'm sure you all have been in contact with the actual people, but those are on there. Children's activities, facts, checklists. There's a wealth of information, and it's all crowdsourced from our industry leaders. If you have not seen it, you need to go there. Again, you can find that link on the support page on our site. Right,
which leads me to the most upsetting / really, really hard part of this, which is we're in the recital season. We are in the heart of competition and recital season. And I have had many sleepless nights in the last few weeks, as have you all listening. We have at my own studio already 3 competitions that are likely all canceled, and managing the emotions of 13, 14 seniors who are just, I was so upset about this the other day. I feel like I'm finally getting a chance to wrap my head around it and be like, how are we going to celebrate these kids? But I want to mention one of the ways that you and I, Jill, are committed to helping is we're working on content to help you keep those shows going on, even if it means doing your show differently. So we're working with many of our studio owners who have shared situations where they've lost their venues due to hurricane, floods, tornadoes in the past, and had to on the fly create performances. So we're going to keep an eye on the CDC guidelines. We have to watch state and local level rules, but we are going to curate some resources for you so that you have some options, because we want the show to go on. I do too for my own studio. Yeah. So that leads to, we're part of the Revolution Dancewear family of brands here at Dance Studio Owner, which we're so grateful for. And being part of that team allows us to create some solutions for our studio owner customers. And the first is what we announced this week, the Peace of Mind Guarantee. The Peace of Mind Guarantee, Jill's going to link to that also on our dancestudioowner.com/support landing page with all the information. But what that basically means for you is that as your partner on the costumes and product side, we want to give you some reassurance and support in a time that none of us could have predicted. Most importantly, there is a flexible return policy on costumes. Starting immediately, Revolution will accept returns on unused costumes for merchandise credit with no restocking fees and no questions asked. Returns can be accepted on any costume received after January 1st of 2020. They must be unworn in an original packaging and returned by June 1st. And this would exclude clearance costumes. What does that mean? That means that if for any reason you already ordered your costumes, you received them, and maybe you haven't distributed them, or you haven't, who knows, if you're in a position where you need to return those costumes, we'll take them back for merchandise credit. Obviously, we don't want that to happen to you. We so desperately want you to be able to keep your shows and find an alternative performance option. But the second part of this, which we are seeing more of, and I'm hopeful for, Jill, of our Peace of Mind Guarantee, is this reserve now and pay later.
Yeah, this is so, to provide these resources, like you mentioned. We want you to sleep at night. We want you to feel better, and the reserve now. Pay later came out just a couple days ago this week. The email went out. So I want you to explain that, Suzanne, because this is another great timing. The timing on this is perfect.
So this caught everybody off guard, as we all know. And many of you still had yet to order your costumes because there's still time. And so what this will allow you to do is you have to call it in the phone, call our customer service number, which is 1-800-806-1157. You can call and order all the products you need. So that could be costumes from Revolution, 10th House, or the Curtsy line, or dancewear, tights. You can call it in. We will hold the inventory for you, just like you were paying for it at that time, but you set the date on when you need that to ship. So you don't pay for it until it ships. So you'll let the customer service team know your preferred ship date. Payment won't be made until you're ready to receive your order. And this would be now through June 1st. Ship honor before June 15th. So we're hoping by then everyone will know much more about their shows, so that if you still had to hold off on receiving costumes, and then at that point, if the show doesn't go on, there's still the flexible policy regarding, our Peace of Mind Guarantee in general about orders. So we want you to feel good about the products you need and make it flexible. So yeah, that's just another way we're doing this, right?
That's huge. That is such a huge, great jump for all of us who, like you said, the people who were waiting to order their costumes, haven't ordered them yet. Let's keep our fingers crossed, have faith that these shows will go on. I love the fact that we are in such a creative industry. We will find ways to be creative should we be able to open up and gather again in the near future, so that we can have these shows.
Yeah. So this is the new normal, and there's absolutely none of us getting out of this alone. We're not alone. If there was ever a time, Jill and I, we started Dance Studio Owner in 2008. We're in year 12 of being online, and we went out online with Dance Studio at the economic crisis of 2008, the housing market. We have seen studio owners rise strong before from major crises, tornadoes, floods, hurricanes, all of it. We know that
everything.
It's just like there have been tough times, man. And I said this before in all the training, if there was ever a complicated business, it's a dance studio. And so we are so clear of how resourceful kind-hearted, generous, determined, extraordinary people that every single one of you are that's listening, whether you're one of our members or one of our listeners or one of our friends. Please know that we get that this is not the challenge you signed up for. You can absolutely hold your head high no matter what the outcome of this. I want to encourage everyone to link those virtual arms. You are doing a great job given this unprecedented circumstances. And honestly, you are going to bring the joy of dance to your kids some way or another. And if there was ever a time, and I see it, the sadness these kids are feeling being disconnected to their dance community is real. And I feel it and I see it. And so they want to get back dancing. Their parents want them back dancing. And I have to trust, and Jill, you and I do too, that when we pick ourselves up and dust ourselves off from this, that we're going to rise strong and we're going to come back and we're going to dance more, and people will maybe reinvent the way they do things. This is causing us to question everything. And I'm excited about the future, and I know it's a scary time. I do.
I know it is very scary, but I'm excited too, because I know we have grit, and I know that when this is done and we look to the future, we will have stronger business owners. We will have stronger children because of this. We will have a stronger community. Mm-hmm. These are the times that will show us how resilient we actually are. Mm-hmm. And I'm optimistic today. I want to be very optimistic that we will have these contingency plans. We will make things work with our industry leaders like Revolution, and, the guarantee, the peace of mind that everybody is trying to give one another. So yes, let's, like you said, link those virtual arms. Exactly. And hold each other up. And there are no competitors right now. We are all in this together. So that's another thing too, that we've really seen. Our mm-hmm. community is linking arms, even with the competitors down the street. Mm-hmm. I love that.
It's beautiful. And so if you are a member, we just we're seeing you, you're in our member group. That's where we go to the heart of our community and share. If you're a listener, we so appreciate you being a listener of our podcast. If we've connected at a conference in person before, we so look forward to seeing you again in person someday. Hopefully not too far off from now. And if you are looking for those continued resources and to stay connected to us, you go to dancestudioowner.com/support. And Jill, is there any other way that people can get in touch with us in case they want to ask a future topic for a podcast question?
Yes, if you go to our podcast page, and I'll actually link this we have it on our support page, but our podcast page has a nice form on it right at the bottom of the homepage. So it's dancestudio411.com. There's a form on there that we were using for questions. So if you have a question, if you have a topic that you want us to cover, please reach out with us. Even if you wanted to just quick send out a hello@dancestudiooowner.com email. We hear you. We read them all. We're in the group, Suzanne, both, and I handle a lot of the email that comes into hello@. So there's multiple ways to reach us, but we would love to see what you're questioning right now mm-hmm. too. So if you do have those questions, reach out to us, dancestudio411.com, and fill out that little quick form, and we hear you. So
yes, we're here to help, support, and love on you guys.
We are.
All you need right now is love and support, and we're here for you. And until our next episode, where we get to continually help you solve the next challenge, we appreciate you, and have a great day.